also doing in Xavier's Field right behind you. That's all of our. Yeah. McFarland is a member of the Ontario Regiment, a member of this museum, and he is the project lead of the Lab 3 vehicle and restoration. He is also a Canadian veteran of the conflict in Afghanistan. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. Thank you for coming out today to the museum. As Jeremy said, my name is Mitch McFarland. I'm the project leader working on this project I'll be telling you about. So the project myself I've taken on, along with the museum, is Project Uplift. And as you see, all these fine folks exiting the lab behind me, they're all on the team with me. So what Project Uplift is, it's a first of its kind in the world. I haven't been able to find anything of its type anywhere else. I searched Google high and low, I can't find it. What Project Uplift is this team and myself in a museum with the students here from Ontario Tech University. They're going to build a contraption where those with physical disabilities, mobility device, wheelchair, what have you, will be able to successfully and safely load it into an armored vehicle, elevate it to a position so that they can see outside and enjoy the same tank ride experience that all of us here today would be able to. It'll be the first ever of its kind in the world. So I just want to quickly explain to you why and how this project came to be. So I've only been here about 3 years, and I remember the first year I was here in Aquino. I was over there where those APCs are, and I remember looking off to the side, and I saw a young boy in a wheelchair, not able to go for a ride, and his brother could. I said, I gotta change that. So that's why I came up with this initiative, came to these fine people, they all jumped on board, all willing to want to help out. I'll introduce to you all. So right here is Stuart McReynolds. He's from the Ability Center. He's the CEO. Scott Maxwell from Wounded Warriors, Executive Director. And then for the students, I got Ugesh Chitram, Keegan D'Souza, Hanik Patel, and Mohammed Saifan. These 4 gentlemen right here, they're the guys going to be building it. No pressure. And also from Ontario Tech University, I got the Dean. Sorry, speaking right here. Hassan Kashana. Scott Nokleby, and that's it. Mahani. Sorry about that. So thank you all for coming. Keep for part of this team. I look forward to working with you all. This project is going to complete it by June of next year, just ready for opening tank season. So thank you all very much. It means a lot to me. The other and final point I want to mention is it's not going to be a cheap project. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of work involved, a lot of designs, a lot of schematics, a lot of manufacturing. So along with Wounded Warriors, with their partnership, we're going to be doing a fundraising campaign. We're looking to raise $50,000 to fund the program, to make it work, be the first of its kind. It's going to be online. There's going to be details posted on the website. If you want to make donations, that's going to be posted, I'm pretty sure today. Yeah, so today's going to be posted. If you want to make donations, go online. We'll get the details for you. So thank you all very much.
Okay. So obviously, I think you guys have been excited. You may have followed our social media during the pandemic. This is a T-3485, but I'm going to have Museum President Al Duffy help me with this segment as we talk about the vehicles and some of the vehicles we acquired during the pandemic. Al, T-3485, has this tank ever seen action?
Hello, hello. This tank has got the scars to prove it. What the action is, we really don't know. There's a serial number on the tank, and we've given it actually to the Russian Consul General in Toronto, and he went through the Russian military. They really couldn't place it. I guess the records aren't the best. But this was built in 1943. And I'm thinking, that's very odd. The serial number is 1943. And yet the turret, this is a T-3485, has the larger weapon on the front, 85 millimeter. Well, how could that be if this is a 43? They didn't start producing these till 45. So we looked at the front end, and you can't see it from down there, but on the far side, there's all kinds of explosion cracks that have been welded in the metal and plate. So this has been in service sometime between 1943, probably the middle of 1944. This was damaged. They send them back to the factory where they were made, and this was made in just east of Moscow. And then it was repaired east of Moscow. And they've actually replaced parts that you can see. So we know it was hit on this angle. Somehow, a German, this is on the Russian front, it was hit on this angle, and it took out the whole front. This has been replaced, and there's all kinds of cracks and everything on the other side. The right side, as you look at a tank. So we do know this has seen a lot of action. The interesting part is I've been looking for one of these tanks for years. Very difficult to find, let alone get over here. I was interested in another tank, a Chieftain Mark 11, which we have here. And when we went into the guy's big, barn-like garage, turns out I see this. And I said, "You want to sell this?" The guy said, "Yeah, I could sell it." So we cut a deal. I never even was looking for it because I didn't think they were available. But this is 100% original. It's got the original transmission, it's got the original engine, and it's seen service. So it's too good to be true, but it is. And we really lucked out. So that's the story with our T-3485, and you're going to see how this does in the battle coming up.
vehicles yet. Obviously, that's for the German army. Remember, this was whipping across the field in the morning delay. Very new acquisition. This vehicle, which I'll actually also get asked Al to tell you about, it arrived here before the pandemic, but then there was a winter in the way. So this vehicle has never been in the field for a show. And Al, are you going to tell us?
Well, it's interesting. It's a German vehicle. It was nicknamed the Hetzer, meaning hunter. And what motivated it was the Russian army. There were so many Russian tanks coming. The Germans needed something that was cheap to produce. So it was inspired by the Russian threat. It was built in Czechoslovakia, and it was built on a very old, proven chassis, but it had the same velocity master weapon, a high velocity 75 millimeter. We saw that they had the Leopard tanks, and we acquired 2 of our Leopard tanks from Warsaw, Poland. While we were there, we saw this. It was just a shell. It wasn't restored. There was no restoration. It was all rusty and had stuff growing out of it. So 3 years later, they took it on, and at first the Polish government didn't want to release it. They thought it was a historical treasure of Poland. But it was built in Czechoslovakia, and it was used by the Germans. So it took another year to get it out of Poland because of that. It's 110. Gearbox, that's how she sounded. This is a very accurate camouflage pattern that was used. These were very effective. They did not have much armor on the sides or in the rear. All their armor was at the front, and it was primarily used for defensive purposes. You get 5 or 6 of these in a well-entrenched position with this thick armor in the front, and you can hold off the Russians for quite a while. Obviously, it didn't hold them off forever. So this is the Hetzer. It's a very good addition, vividly done, labeled up, everything's original. pressure on it. Fire burst. Here we go. So this is double the round. You don't do all the ammunition. You want to make sure you got a lot in your vehicle. So this is all the re-enactment. Beautiful lads. This was all re-enactment. Of a fully restored Bren gun carrier. This is a Mark I. This was made in Windsor, Ontario. This is a Canadian-built, British-designed vehicle. We're going to talk about the Sherman later, but this went ahead of the Sherman. This is a Stuart. It's got a 37mm cannon, and we're going to talk about that cannon later. This vehicle came from the UK, from an individual that heard that there was 17 Stuart tanks in the jungle in Brazil. Purchased a whack of tanks from the Americans. So this tank came, built in the US, went over to Europe, was sold to Brazil, and it sat in the Brazilian jungle when they stopped using it. This was of the 17, 18 that were recovered, this was the one that was the nicest and most restored. When we first went to look at this, we had to put socks, slippers on to to go in it. He didn't want to scratch the paint. So this is the stool we have. It's an aircraft engine in the back, a radial engine, makes it very unique. And boy, this thing can fly.
Stewart crew, when ready, fire at will. Ladies and gentlemen, for the Empress Stewart crew, you're going to see a bit more of that very shortly. And then the last there for you. This is a later model M4. M4 A2, he fits really well into the scenario. This would be a later model of the Sherman, late part of the war, and then saw a great amount of service, especially with the Canadians in the post-war period. You can see it's all decked out there, just as a tank would be in the field. You know, it's got all their rations and kit and extra sandbag armor on the front. But you thought that 37 millimeter round was pretty loud. Fire when ready. Let's hear it for the M4 Sherman crew. All right, Canadians, time to roll out. Get to your station. It's time to roll out. Canadians, let's go.
I'm not even gonna move the neck. It ain't turning, it ain't on. I was like, no, I was like, I thought maybe you can't have t-shirt cans. Maybe they rigged it.